Okay, so things aren't going too well back on Numberland. So without further ado, this is gonna be the shortest intro ever. But make sure you like the video. But yeah, let's go back to Numberland. Let's see the chaos. Let's see the war. I already know Arcana was behind it all. So let's just get into it. Oh, I think that's Xeno. Look like Xeno. The wave of art. Looks like Xeno to me. I don't know. Military Station 1914. This is Xeno, right?
Mom, when will they give us the order to attack?
Because he said it in a different language. They didn't have
the
to go.
island is just across the bay. We have men, weapons, supplies, everything. Just give us order and we will take to shore. Check out these bad boys. Anti-Arcanum weapons courtesy of the American from that Walden place. That creep just doesn't sit right with me. He's got that Arcanus stink about him.
Okay. You give me the ick now.
But his technology's solid and we needed it. We've got to get ahead of the Serbs and the Greeks.
The army has been stationed here for a long time, perhaps too long. The soldiers stranded and demoralized by their failed landing face days of uncertainty without orders while politicians bicker. They are left to heat their food meal by meal, watching their chances slip away.
Relax, Georgie. Leave the decisions to the big shots. I'm sure they'll just hug out the differences in the meeting room or something.
Yeah.
Besides,
that's always how it
you saw
works.
the monsters on that island. Can't speak for everyone here, but I don't want to die.
Screw the negotiations! Screw the committee!
Woo!
Like it or not, we were the first ones to find the island,
that he was
not
gonna
the
say
Austrians or
something
the Germans.
Crazy. Whew. Anyway. He grumbles and picks the moniker back up, straining to catch another glimpse of the island across. Are you sure you guys even want to go to the island? Like, the storm is coming. The frick? The sea is tranquil as it often is this time of year. The water sparkles under the golden sun, stretching to the horizon without an island in sight.
Damn, those Arcanists have gone into hiding again. I swear I could see it from here yesterday.
You don't want to go to the island. He blinks, unsure if his eyes are tricking him.
Are those bird-like creatures? Leaving in droves?
Yeah, they're like, we do not want part in what's happening here. His words barely catching anyone's attention. A new poker game is underway on the supply crate. A radio, a couple of beers, and a game of poker. A rare moment of enjoyment. Who could ask for more?
Georgie, brother, leave them be. Come, play with us. George?
The soldier does not seem to hear his name. He grips the monocle tightly, his mouth contorting
What a
as
good
he mutters.
opportunity this is. It's too good to pass up. We've got to act now.
A drop of vibrant paint slides down his cheek and lands on the ground with a splatter. Uh-oh, the storm syndrome.
We will claim what is ours. This island belongs to us. It's in our territory and we were the first to find it. Why shouldn't it be ours?
Thinking irrationally. The card player pauses, gawking at the paint sliding down on others' faces, unaware that their own faces. Yeah. In the silence, the only sound that fills the air is the static of the radio.
The Austro-Hungarian Empire has officially declared war on Serbia.
Like, guys, go.
Russia is mobilizing in support of Serbia. Germany demands Russia to stop mobilizing at once. Germany is mobilizing. France is mobilizing.
Absolute chaos. Uh-oh. Oh! Kakanya! I can't even be happy because this is terrible, but I missed you, girlie. I love you, Kakanya. Kakanya fangirl. Kakanya #1 fangirl. Okay. Back in Vienna. The streets has turned into a canvas of mesmerizing hues. The color of paint swirled and burst, creating one spiral after another. And it's almost like a stage set of a twisted carnival.
Father, Mother, Albert, Ilse! Open the door. It's important. You have to listen to me.
Of course, right when things get good on the island, She pours on the door, but as soon as she makes contact, the door softens and melts like butter. She tips over the door, but quickly recoils at the horror inside. The art and specimens, once delicate and exquisite, now resemble a jumble of spilled paint.
No. No. This can't be. Albert?
Still, with a glimmer of hope, she carefully calls out to her brother.
Clara, it's odd to see you so flustered. What's the matter?
The familiar voice brings immense relief to her heart.
I'm headed to the business school. We'll talk when I get back.
Albert picks up the hat and adjusts the brim. The pin on his hat shimmers in the dim light. I'm not even going to try that. Thank goodness, he seems to be fine. He's still in the reliable brother she remembers, the family's pride in his sharp three-piece suit. Because I'm really reading here. Is this not going to go on its own? Ain't no way he's how we remember him.
Business school? But didn't you swear to never go back? Ever since your human classmate shot your arm in a duel.
This duel thing is insane, but...
Wait, what happened to your arm?
What happened to you? He turns around and Kanye can finally see. Okay, let's see. I kind of don't want to press. I want to see. Oh. He looks like Kanye's brother. Half of his suit is covered in colors, paint trailing down his face and pooling at his feet. Oh. An arm flowing colors is attached to his body like a mismatched puzzle.
Oh, Ethan. Yes, he wounded me. He had to prove his standing to the Brotherhood. There was no other way. But that's in the past. He gave me his arm, so now we're even.
What do you mean? He raises his left arm to show the blade. Streaks of blood are still on it. He casually tosses it aside, letting it clatter into the darkness and disappear into the swirls of colors. Albert grabs his walking stick, his new arm dangling lifeless at his side.
I have to go. I have to find Johnson, Raymond, and Herbert. That little rascal pushed Ilsa into the fountain. We have a score to settle.
I
Take care,
knew the
Clara.
storm syndrome was bad in Vienna. They're all crazy. He strides past her and hails carriage with triangles for wheels. Oh,
Albert, don't go!
he's gone. She runs to stop the carriage, but is unaffected by her efforts like everything else in this place. A set of footsteps approach from behind.
The storm syndrome is spreading,
Marcus!
Doctor. Stay any longer, you'll be infected too.
Marcus is back to— I'm sorry. I know this is the time for reunion. I cannot help myself.
Please, leave with me.
Come on, Kakanya. It's too late. The trembling ground interrupts her. A mob with distorted faces swarms through the streets, chanting slogans and singing in their own tongue. White pro-war pamphlets litter the ground. The snowflakes, like snowflakes absorbed into the mirror of every plants. Wait, what? The city is bursting. Paint is bursting with an unrelenting energy, like a speeding chariot or a twirling power keg.
The sign bell in the parade. Is that Aurora? I just met her at the coffee house last week. We were talking about her wedding.
Watch out, Doctor!
Sign crashes onto the ground beside them. Rage-filled citizens are tearing the streets apart. Even the handles of the roadside benches are yanked off and made a weapon. The frivolous protest consumes all who cross it, forcing them to participate with no option to decline.
This is bad. They have lost their minds.
They have lost their minds.
This way, Doctor. We have to get out of here.
Come on, Kakanya, let's go. We gotta get out of here, Kakanya. They're gone.
Confirm the coordinates.
Bam. Bam.
The curtain
Has fallen. Yes, it has. Anyway, back
this
to
way,
this
Doctor. We have to
terrible
go back to your
show.
clinic. The Special Operations Squad will meet us there.
The young investigator holds the doctor's hand, determined to do her duty. But the doctor halts her steps and drops her head, looking dejected.
Marcus, you once said that there was another way to make things right.
Can't do that if you're gone, Kakanya, so let's go.
And then you did your part, as I did mine.
Mm-hmm.
But now, after all that's happened, please tell me, what's the point of us trying?
Because even if we can't help ourselves, we can save other people, Kakanya. It doesn't end in Vienna.
Will we save them in time? Is there any chance that we can turn things around?
Probably not, but we can help stop this from happening again. Gotta keep living, Kakanya. She struggles to hold her back and sob. Hold back a sob. Oh, not the therapist. We need to comfort our psychiatrist. The roaring crowd fades into the distance, and the ring road of yesterday is now but a distant memory, never to be relived.
The ritual you acquired, the one you said could save everyone. Is it working now?
See, like, we have to go to the Foundation and ask them. They're the ones that are gonna do something with it.
Let me in.
He's beefing with Lucy. The floor in the Place corridor has lost its clean silver sheen. Dawkins and his slobbery mud certainly played a major role in the destruction. The guards use every cleaning orb in their inventory to restore even a hint of its original glory. A pair of angry feet stomp across the floor, ignoring their colleagues' attempt to stop them. Enigma adds more muddy footprints without hesitation.
I have just one question. Why hasn't the project stopped yet?
Real. His outcry elicits a reaction. The door to the director's office flips open with an angry figure storms out.
Adler Hoffman, you have been removed from the team. You're not authorized to be here.
Sure, you're happy about that.
You have violated
the
Dude,
NSCC safety management
cut him some
regulations?
slack.
I brought them with me. You're welcome.
Ooh. He throws the hefty mail into his former leader's face. The beef that they share is... Oh.
If you cared about the regulations as much as you claim, you'd know that none of what's happening aligns with its guidelines.
Oh my gosh, this is a different situation.
Even the head of Laplace has no authority to continue the experiment under these circumstances.
This is different. Before he can continue, his ex-leader sharply cuts him off.
Get out of my face, Adler. I don't have time for this. We're in a state of war.
War? With who? Manus? Pfft. Yes, probably.
Every participant has signed an informed consent form. If you are not part of this project, please leave immediately.
Huh.
We only have 18 hours until the storm. This is it. The first time we've made such a breakthrough in all 9 storms. Your sister gave up her life to take us this far. I hope you don't need me to remind you that.
Oof. I don't know how I feel about that. Adler Hoffman is abruptly silent. A fiery rage ignites in his hazel eyes. A deafening void engulfs the space as Ulrich realizes his verbal blunder.
Yes, she made the ultimate sacrifice, hoping that it would lead to a breakthrough. But instead, death continues to rise. How can you let this go on?
He charges ahead, shoving Ulrich aside with his elbow. Ooh, that's ooh. Ulrich's head slams against the wall. His pleural fluid shifting erratically inside. Oh, heck no! Okay, Enigma, stand on business.
I demand to know why the experiment is still going!
I understand why he was taken off, but I also really understand why, his question. I want to know too. He starts working on the padlock on the door. Nothing is going to stop him from breaking through today. The alarm goes off. Ulrich struggles to his feet against the wall, a hand up to his head. Owie.
Don't we have enough crazies around here?
You already did not like
Madame
him.
Lucy has important things to do. She has no time for you. Go cry to your therapist, human.
This is what I mean. Ooh. Ooh. That's how I feel about you now. Sick of y'all.
Important? What could be
human.
possibly more
I have a
important than this
name.
right now?
Well, he has a name. Right.
What happened to the humanitarian ideals of the Foundation?
Exactly. Got
Are we
nothing to
now
say.
under the tyranny of machines?
Mm.
What's this important thing she's got to do? Reading the paper? Sipping on oil and charging up in a 230-volt bath?
Okay, get her. Get her. He cracks the code, pushing Ulrich out of the sight. Enigma forces his way to the room. Ooh. Uh-oh. What are we gonna see? The room is completely dark. A piston spins at his feet.
Is that you, Adler?
What is happening?
Welcome.
She in her final form? You think she's gonna show up in her Insight Level 2 form? She's doing some upgrades. Okay. Rude. Just barge in like that.
Oh, look at this mirror, dear. There's a sizable stain on it.
No, I don't see any.
Look closer, dear. You can no longer see the part that has broken off, but you can see where it once was. Right there. A sizable stain. The owner thought the stain would be removed if she smashed the mirror. Now she has a collection of little mirrors, and the stain has gone into hiding.
Whose
A
mirror is
lady
this?
with great ambitions and an unconscious charm. A lady who
So
wishes
Diane,
to make
is
the
this-
rest of the world accept who she is,
Huh?
and has
I was
suggested
gonna
that
say,
many
is
others
she saying that
join
you
her
answer
way
one
of
question,
thinking.
but now you have more?
Her
Or you
brother,
solve
on the
one problem
contrary,
and now you have more
hopes
problems?
to be taken in. In his attempt to act like everyone else, he lost an arm in a duel. If you ask me, dear, I'd say they're very alike. Equally
Clearly she's
lonely.
talking about Madame Hoffman and...
The brother and
Enigma?
sister are a mirror image of each other. She's often repulsed by the sight of him, unable to reconcile herself with all that he reminds her of. Now the brother has found his missing arm, along with his long-lost dignity. The surgery that the sister had been hoping
But
would be
that's
done on this
also
world
what
has
happened to
finally
Vahani's brother.
started. But all of a sudden, she's terrified of the incisions. As I said,
I wonder what
despite
she
their
was talking
differences in
about
approach,
exactly.
the brother and sister are mirror images of one another.
Have to be talking about
But now the mirror is
the only
broken.
brother and sister I can think of.
I hope she can make it through the 7 years of bad luck. Poor thing. There's no way around it.
Interesting. Well, you have some explaining to do, Madame Lucy. Now you're just throwing pistons and... Sorry we interrupted your upgrading session, but... A piston rotates on the floor like a toy top.
I am not in a suitable form to receive a guest.
She's like, excuse you? Should have knocked?
Simone, can you put me back in my body?
I don't know if I can handle this. Her assistant rushes over and puts her back into the robot body.
I feel much better. Thank you.
She just had to do some upgrades. Dang.
Oh, you have even put on a face for me. How sweet of you.
You get a raise. He's not here to laugh and giggle.
I have noticed your icy gaze, Researcher Adler. You are yearning to correct the logic of this place.
Yes.
Well, I only said that to Simone out of courtesy. In reality, whichever body I am put into makes no difference to me.
Her ill-timed explanation annoys him even more.
The experiment, ma'am. Why hasn't it stopped?
Simple question. Simple answer, please.
Are you going to pretend that nothing's happened? That no one died?
Yes.
Could it be that you and Ulrich, the awakened, being the tin cans you are, have no regard for actual lives?
As Ulrich, I said, hey!
Adler Hoffman, I will not warn you again.
Hey. Ulrich storms back into the room with 2 guards, ready to throw him out at any moment.
Relax, Adler. You are led by a biased opinion because you lack critical information. A common defect in all cognitive processes. I believe you will shift to a more rational perspective once you receive sufficient information on the subject.
Alright. The warriors, please.
A more rational perspective?
I mean, whatever you say. Just answer the question. The human, known for his logical thinking, responds with an overwhelmed amount of feeling.
We are humans, not machines. We are not expendable parts.
Real.
I have plenty of reasons to question your decisions. Your excessive insistence on this experiment could be a sign of uncontrollable behavior, a trait commonly seen in arcanists.
Ooh, we're going into stereotypes now.
The experiment has been cancelled everywhere.
Has it?
Except for this very room.
Really?
What?
What? The robot flashes a smile, as if anticipating the man to be pleased with her response. Lucy, come on.
As you and researcher Medicine Pocket have said, the ritual is beyond the limits of almost everyone here. The side effects will kill them before the ritual can even take effect.
She's upgrading herself so she can do it.
The first wave was inevitable. Dora had pressed send before she disintegrated. We only managed to halt the subsequent transmissions and evacuate the unaffiliated staff.
I can rely on Medicine Pocket.
We kept only a few arcanists on the team,
pillows
and
tonight.
each has signed the consent form.
Okay. Mutual consent. That bloody form again.
Forgive me, ma'am, but I have to use your argument against you.
Okay.
You too are guided by a biased opinion. An overly optimistic one. Because you have failed to properly assess the risks involved. We have suffered enough misfortunes just by uttering a few syllables of the incantation. We've talked about the limit of things before. You should know better and ask the rest of the team to quit the experiment. Your insistence will only bring calamity upon calamity on our people for nothing.
But my soldiers, we rage. The researcher fights to stay calm, reiterating his views he had already shouted in the hallway. The researcher fights to stay calm, reiterating his views that he had already shouted in the hallway. Ulrich begins his retort, but the director simply nods in agreement.
You might be right.
Okay.
But how is being right going to help us?
That is an answer. Ooh, wait, she kind of ate with that. I'm not gonna lie. I love that. But how is being right gonna help us right now? Yeah.
Huh?
She's like, you might be right. You got a solution? What do we do? She begins trying for a warm, gentle smile, but it comes across as anything but. Enigma despises that face. Every time she tried to show a hint of humanity, it only served to highlight how different she was from everyone else.
You spoke of the limit. And I am surprised that it is you who brought it up.
Enigma pauses for a second, not sure if she's being sarcastic.
The physical appearance of humans has remained relatively unchanged since the Neolithic era, but their thoughts and civilization continued to evolve and underwent significant transformations. The achievements that humanity enjoys today were not given to the species by any one person with godlike powers, but were the result of the collective efforts of all human beings.
It kind of reminds me of what Vila said, specifically, I put it in the video essay, where she said, what was it? History was made, oh my gosh, what is it Vila said? History was made from something. Okay, I'm not gonna quote it exactly, but history was made from like without the fear of being wrong, something like that. Like, I think something as though, yeah, something along those lines. So you can't be afraid to be wrong, or else history can't be made. Essentially, that's what she was saying. And that kind of reminded me of what Lucy's saying here, in a way. Unless that's not what she's saying.
Limits and boundaries must be pushed, or there would never have been room for development.
Vila quote.
There is no reason to believe that the limit cannot be challenged, especially when we already have the tools to do so.
Yeah, who says what our limit is? Us.
We must make progress happen.
Mm-hmm.
Grandiose lies.
Oh, Vila would disagree with you.
Lies?
It's the way she like raises her chin and like looks down at you. It's crazy. Oh crap, he forgot about her excellent hearing. She said lies.
We have no choice but to go beyond that limit. If we do not
But,
break
like,
away from the
your
storm,
limit is
there
not
is
the
no
same.
future for us,
Oh, I don't
let
know.
alone progress.
I mean, she's right. Like, it's like again, the end justifies the means. What's a few losses to the entire world? You know what I mean?
We need to first determine all the side effects as a priority. This important step will help us compile data and eliminate the effects so our colleagues can use the ritual safely.
And who will try it this time, Madam Lucy? You're not going to test the side effects as the cost of lives, are you?
No. Thanks to Ulrich, we stumbled upon a breakthrough.
Thanks to Ulrich, let's hear it.
You are right. It is time to send the other Arcanists home. Only the Awakened are needed here.
Huh?
The Awakened.
The wires glow faintly red in the dark. Then the room is lit. The tungsten? What is this?
The power is back, Mom. We are ready to resume.
I think she said mom.
The
power is
It
back,
will
Mom.
take time to properly explain.
Okay.
Please wait,
for it.
Adler. We have yet to reach an agreement.
Agreement?
What? Are you experimenting? Here?
Yeah. Is she not? That's her chair. In her ult. Ignoring his surprise, Lucy sits down on the iron bench. Oh, she's experimenting on herself. The instrument comes to life to the piston's rhythm, faithfully recording every change in the robot. So she's experimenting it on herself. She's medicine pocketing right now. From her slight movements to arcane fluctuations, nothing goes unnoticed.
La Unwa.
She's doing it.
Wait, she's reciting it?
She's limited. She's a true limited 6-star. I think she'll be okay. Frozen in place by the scene, he looks around the room in disbelief. He's like, y'all just really gonna let her do that?
She's read the reports, right? She was there when Dora broke into pieces.
She's like, I'm built different, literally. She's breathing heavy. I mean, I would be too. Rarely does her back curl up like this. Ooh. The usual cheerful expression on her face changes to one of unease, suggests that something's amiss. A hunk of metal could not feel pain. They have no flesh, no nerves. But if she's in agony, what could cause such torment? Because it's more than just her body that's being tormented right now. It's the her. Will she break apart too, like those people? The ominous curse has set its sight on its prey. It watches, almost like Zeus? Is that what that says? I don't. On a mountaintop, ready to unleash lightning on the mortals who dare to steal fire.
No. Simone,
You.
I cannot continue.
So she was self-experimenting in here? The most primal instinct, instinctual fear. This is the first time he's ever heard her emotions pour out so raw, almost like a human. She said she was in
You
pain.
fools! Don't just stand there! Stop her! Now!
Panic and horror twist in his stomach. He has an irresistible urge to rip out the wires and put an end to her torture. Enemies to lovers? I'm kidding.
Who's going to lead us if she also turns into a pile of scraps?
Ah, so now you think she's a good leader. It's always he's always talking, but when the situation changed, he's like, oh, our leader. Same with his sister. He's like, I don't care about her until she dies. Then it's like, my sister, my sister. Which, fair, but I'm just like, dude, let your real emotions show. No need to be emo for us.
Stay where you are, Enigma.
Now he's like, our leader, our leader. Before he was like, you don't feel nothing. Why do you get to lead us? Ulrich's voice, full of animosity, comes from... I'm sick of you, Ulrich. My goodness. Like, you were cool. Like, you look cool, but everything else about you gives me the ick.
You insisted on being here. You demanded to see this.
True. You're not wrong.
Don't bring your pathetic, narrow-minded humanitarian values in here and tell us what to do.
And this is what I mean.
What do you know about us?
This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Were we not past this in 1.5? We're revisiting this conversation again? Except we don't have a whole story arc to teach you nothing. Let's get through this. Dang. Like you just had to say something ignorant.
You can do it, madam.
Like, dang.
This is just part of the established procedures. Just a few more syllables, madam, and it will be over.
Power
Established procedures.
I'm like, he just had to say something ignorant. Fear ebbs away as little as she
like that.
Okay. Her eyes closed. She forces out the last words with great determination.
Seer Clo.
It's done. A clear, accurate, impeccable read. That wasn't very clear. Or she hesitated a lot, but you know, impeccable nonetheless. Right at that moment, the lights in the lab go out. Oh my gosh, she just insight level 2 on us. No, she insight level 3. She's beyond 2.
Was that all, Simone?
She says, is this what's causing people to reverse? Pfft, child's play.
Yes.
I'm kidding. No one can see her face in the darkness. But Enigma believes it to be a smile.
Good.
Okay. A gust of sand rises in the room. Without warning and out of nowhere, it screams through the enclosed darkness. The raging storm engulfs the robot's cold metal body, carrying her away with great force. Huh? When the sand subsides, all that remains is an old piston clattered to the ground. Wait, so she should be okay. Clang! Because it just got rid of the body. That's her. In there. Do they have another body? I assume she's okay. I guess Awakens are just built different. I think? I think, right? I think she's okay. Now, if she's not okay, we're gonna catch some hands. But I think she's okay. Because it just got rid of the outer part. But, like, she's fine without it. Because she's a robot. A deathly silence. Till Enigma stumbles back, nearly falling over another person in the room.
She's dead.
She was talking 2 seconds ago. Piston lies motionless on the ground, as lifeless as any other object.
This is what you wanted to show me?
I don't think she's dead. Hey, I won't... Until they say it, I ain't gonna just believe what Enigma thinks. His heart pounds in his ears as he pants, first clenched and sick with
To watch
sweat.
her utter
Slick
a
with
curse
sweat.
that's always brought death.
But she built
Only to
different.
die in vain.
You gotta believe in your comrades.
And you just let it happen?
Dude, wait. Just give it a second. Ulrich looks at him, his voice poised and steady.
Calm down.
Calm down. She's dead right there. You murderer.
Hey. If she was actually dead, the piston would disappear, wouldn't it? But it's still there. She's okay.
We have already repeated this experiment many times.
She'll be back. Anyways, in disbelief.
Many times? What? You've sent people to their deaths
No.
over
With her.
and over again?
No. Enigma, wait. With her. She's done it. Okay. The feral fluid flows again, forming a shape that Enigma can only interpret as disdain. I mean, I don't like Ulrich. I think we've already established that, but...
Look at you, Adler, peeing your pants over a curse. The human boy is so scared that he forgot to ask the crucial question.
What?
Did the ritual work?
I'm sick of you. I don't want... Ugh. Annoying.
What do you mean?
I don't care what he says.
The
I
curse.
don't like him.
The side effect killed her.
I don't like him.
The experiment failed.
I don't like him.
Is that not what happened?
No. Triggering the curse and failure are two separate things. I was the first one to recite the incantation, way before Dora.
No.
When I read it aloud, it worked. I felt the warmth of a miraculous blessing on my head. Soft. Light as a feather.
So, like, are you immune now, or what?
I told Madame Lucy right away. But as soon as she left the room, the curse hit me, and I began to liquefy.
But you're still here, so...
There was no one else in the room. My liquid form had become too insubstantial to push the help button.
Imagine if, so it came in like, ugh, this will pee on the ground. Oh, no, Ulrich, is that you? Ulrich.
A long darkness followed. After that, I woke up again in my original primitive form. The way I first
At
came
least
into
he's
this
taking
world.
time to explain. I thought he was just gonna be ignorant again, and then start gatekeeping the information.
Original primitive
I mean, he's
form?
still ignorant. He's somehow smart and ignorant at the same time. The ferro fluid pulses, which in Ulrich's language is a nod. Why not just
Unlike
nod
humans,
the robot head?
The awakened have neither flesh nor nerves. We are pieces of consciousness, echoes of a primordial melody that just happen to reside in material objects by chance.
Oh, so Mr. Apple can do it.
With a mind and a body combined, we could talk, learn, think like you do, and perform the experiment and endure the side effects.
Oh, like I said, they're just built different.
And this curse, for some reason, cannot affect the primal consciousness that caused our awakening in the first place.
Oh.
While human minds dissipate when their tangible bodies are destroyed, our minds reawaken regardless of the changes and destruction of our external bodies.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Of course, this was an assumption based on idealized circumstances, and I needed another awakened being who could awaken in different bodies to confirm my theory. That is why I sought out Madame Lucy for cross-verification. The results?
Yes, it was an assumption. You said it yourself. You came back to life this time. But what about the next? Nothing is for sure in Arcanum.
Oh, let's stay calm. Okay, she'll be back soon. Just give her a second. Dude, why are you just assuming she's gone forever? Like, I would rather believe that she's gonna come back.
What if she never wakes up again? What if she dies for good?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. He just lost his sister. So again, can't blame him. Watch Urich say something crazy. He squats Enigma's hand away.
We know what we are doing, human.
Human.
Stay out of this. Only the awakened can carry out the experiment. So we must proceed.
Exactly. Just let him be. They say they got it, Okay, she'll be back. Just give her like a second. Dude.
This has nothing to do with race. It is a sense of duty that every researcher should have possessed when they chose this path.
So now it has nothing to do with race, but you made it about race the entire time, but okay. Okay, so now it has nothing to do with race. Now, like, yeah, we know. It's like not just like a race thing, but you made everything about race till now, so. Right, pick one.
We have to go beyond the limit. Not out of madness, but out of rationality.
I mean, she's literally doing it on herself. If not her, then who? Should be the question. Silence fills the room, like the beginning of time when there was no sound to be heard. Then slowly the piston starts to spin. She's back!
We seem to have replicated effect number 2. And 117 of the Coleman Lab's protective rituals were proven ineffective. Write it down, Simone. This is the 4th time we have seen it. Also, number 45 and 69 are related to it. We need to speed up. This is too slow.
The lights are back once again, and the piston is placed into a new body. Being prepared for all possible outcomes requires a significant amount of metal material, but this is essential for data collection and analysis. Oh. With a soft hum, the robot turns her head and looks at Enigma surprised.
Adler, what are you doing here?
Girl, they must have money to keep making these things for her.
I am glad to see you out of your room and working with us again.
No, he's not on the team, Mum. He forced his way in here.
Oh? My apologies. I seem to lose a small amount of data when I reawaken.
She smiles at him, and as she always does.
Still, I am glad that you are showing initiative, Adler. Were we supposed to talk?
No, we did, and I think we're done talking, so.
No. We have nothing more to discuss, ma'am.
I think that's it.
Ulrich has filled me in on everything.
For once, right?
But I still worry whether the experiment's risks were properly assessed.
At this point, I'm just like, if they're fine with it, shoo. If not her, then who? Ain't me? Go ahead. Like,
assessments will only be assessments. Much is beyond measure when it comes to Arcanum. Perhaps faith plays a more important role here.
Enigma is caught off guard by her words.
I'm surprised it is you talking about faith, ma'am.
Real.
It seems we both have the ability to surprise each other.
As they speak, the robot strolls over to her chair and sits back down.
You are right.
Let me girl boss again.
Assessments could indeed be useful to us. It allows us to know the probabilities of success and failure based on established facts and past experience. But when we find ourselves in uncharted darkness, with no information or past experience to guide us,
by not having the
how
fear
are
to
assessments
be wrong.
going to help us?
She ponders and stares into the world. Perhaps the experiment did fry some circuits more sentimental than usual. She's more sentimental
The
than usual.
only thing we have in such darkness is the unwavering faith to move forward.
Hope.
When the first steam engine whistled, I awoke into this world. At the beginning of this new life, my circuits were charged with a singular primal desire to progress. In the midst of that never-ending whistle, I have watched man build the towers of science and knowledge, and I have watched them unleash chaos and destruction. You too have been lost and deterred, but your engines of progress have never stopped churning. Always move forward, no matter the destination you told yourselves, until the storm brought everything to a standstill. But this is just a small setback. We are only back to the beginning where we stumble blindly. And this time, I happen to have a cane.
Oh. Oh! Aww!
No need to worry about me. I will not shut down as long as there is still hope for progress.
Aww.
We have wasted a bit of time on data recovery. Come, Simone. Let us begin the next experiment.
Nosy.
I hope to dissolve into paste this time, so we can easily handle it with a Coleman's ritual of transformation.
The human researcher knows that it'd be inappropriate for him to stay here any longer. Gritting his teeth, he moves towards the door, trying his best to leave the horrific scene behind him. Someone is waiting for him by the door.
Seen enough? We know what we are doing, and you are of no help here.
Oh, mood killed. Mood killed. Thanks.
It's been the same old story in this place for the past 8 years.
What?
When your faith crumbled during the storm, it was us who took over the place and cleaned up after you.
Oh.
It was us who got things back up and running, put coals in the hearth, and blazed a trail when everyone was lost in the dark.
I mean, okay, guys, lesson, right? Take the essence of what he's saying and remove Ulrich and his racism, right? Even when your coal stops burning, there will be people around to put fire in that furnace to keep the trail ablaze. Thank you. Yeah.
I know you may not understand the intricacies of the Arcanum, but please, show some basic respect for our efforts.
Okay. Again, mood killed. Again, like he could just be this much respectful.
Will you do the experiments yourself, Ulrich?
I mean, Madame Lucy's doing it.
Of course. I am not some emotional, unhelpful little punk.
I don't know how I felt about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, throwing things. I'm also an emotional, unhelpful little punk. Okay. Right. Instead of his usually witty comeback, Enigma simply shakes his head in slow motion. There's no point.
Do you still remember Adams?
Oh. A sudden question that seems out of place. The furrow fluid quivers. The name seems to unearth memories that have been buried in 8 long years in the confines of his institution.
Adams, Roman, Adolf, Sylvia, Albert, Louise, those who were taken from us by the rain. Melvin, Francis, Caroline.
I feel like you guys can
Leopold.
hear it coming from my...
They volunteered
now,
for the field.
it's too loud, like the game audio, but
again.
like you guys can probably hear it coming from my headphones. Anyway.
Now we have Dora, Richard, Dawkins, and Victor on the list. Life has a wicked sense of humor. My mentor, my classmates, my colleagues. Each of them deserved to live more than me. But they're all gone now. There's only me talking to you. Alive. Useless. Am I going to see your names on that list too, Ulrich?
Oh. I mean, you can't be mad at him for caring. That's why I was like, I mean, his sister's just, you know? And before, like, I don't even know if I'm remembering this right, but before he didn't even act like he cared about her. And then when the time came, she's gone. But everything has clearly impacted the dude, you know? So he's starting to even tape sticky notes to his shirt. He's going through it. He's doing this out of care. Like, just calling him an emotional little brat is like a little much. He cares about y'all. Can't you tell? In a rare moment, he lowers his head. But soon he raises his arm and slaps the man hard on the back.
Spare me the feelings, human.
Like, I didn't think you had to really think that he's saying all this stuff because he cares about these people.
Though I will take back my sarcastic jabs at you, it is not something a leader should do. Madame Lucy talked to me about the importance of teamwork.
He awkwardly pats the human on the shoulder. Clumsy attempt at friendliness.
Go back to your room, Adler. The Arcanists will take over from here. Until we get the results, you won't be needed here.
Okay, see, you could have said it like that. Now you get it. Now you get it. Thank you. Like, dang. Enigma heaves a breath.
I will say this, Ulrich. If you survive the experiments...
Alarmed by the opening words, Ulrich instinctively turns down his receiver to avoid hearing anything too warm. That would be more painful than suffering through 100 experimental side effects.
I will submit the sincerest application to never be on the same team as you again. So neither of us will have to worry about teamwork. How's that sound?
Oh. Can I have fan art of them two? Enemies to lovers. I love it. Well, not lovers, but like to friends. You know what? To acquaintances. I don't know about friends. A curve that almost resembles a smile appears on his face.
I will wait for that application, Adler.
Okay. Aww, this one's cute. But of course we cannot end on good things, so I'm gonna keep going. Now, roll up your sleeves and clear your mind. This is not the time to grieve. If human reasoning and arcane knowledge are not enough on their own, perhaps a combination of two can solve the problem. I keep knocking stuff over. It's my ibuprofen. Let's take ibuprofen together, guys. The lab door is in shambles, its metal plate barely hanging on. A wooden sign reading, "Keep out," sways precariously, covered in bite marks and scratches. Enigma takes a moment before finally knocking on the door. A voice answers from within.
Who's there?
Adler Hoffman from the cryptography team. Is Medicine Pocket in?
Hoffman. Oh! Hey, Medicine! Wait, are we really gonna meet Medicine Pocket in story? Again? But like for real?
I heard that they wrote a paper on the linear correlation between the purity of an Arcanist bloodline and their power. Can I get some more details on the research?
The door creaks open to reveal a youthful face, but she is not the genius he's looking for. The lab technician looks at him through her glasses and hesitates a little.
The paper is here. Help yourself. Sorry about the stains on it. I just took it out of the trash.
Huh?
If you're looking for Medicine Pocket, I'm afraid they just left.
Oh.
Left?
Busy kid.
To where?
/ adult. To me, Medicine Pocket's a kid. Okay. I think Medicine Pocket's either like 17. I think Medicine Pocket's 18. Still. That is young. There is a subtle conflict on her face. She is torn between covering for her colleague and following the rules. It is more than enough for him to catch on.
They left the building? Hasn't the countdown already begun?
Yes, and by regulations we are not to leave, but,
Okay.
They said their new theory had to be verified in the storm.
Sounds about right. Self-experiments. Wait, I'm not leaving y'all on a cliffhanger this time. We're going in. Immediate death? No, there's... Oh, side effects. Suitable soil, hair, consciousness, fluid allergy, dehydration, shrinkage, body unstoppable, avoid the ground and wear special footwear, shave the head, observe further. Wait, what is this? Call out loud, maintain a dry environment, control water intake, continue to feed water. Okay, we're gonna do one more. I see Medicine Pocket. I gotta meet Medicine Pocket. I'm sorry. Like, I can't end the episode without seeing them. I gotta meet them. Oh, we got 17 hours. Okay, the countdown's still on.
Fresh air, green grass, the dew, the mud. This is what I'm talking about. A better world.
They kick the muddy ground with their boot in ecstasy. The mud splatters on the Foundation staff member's jacket, but he remains professional, does not bat an eye.
Researcher Medicine Pocket, I must remind you that we are at the edge of the immunity zone to the storm. Once we cross the line, we will not only catch the storm syndrome, but also be taken by the storm at the end of the countdown.
This guy's like, reminder, I do not want to go down with you. The entrance of the Foundation headquarters is bustling with personnel. As the storm approaches, a long line of field investigators has formed at the gate, waiting to pass through security. Medicine Pocket groans. They spread their hands in frustration, clearly unhappy with how skilled the staff member is at avoiding confrontation.
I know that. How stupid do you think I am? Hey, isn't that Rudolph? The poor guy sent to Tunguska?
As
hey man,
people are
how was
returning.
Siberia? Welcome back.
Wait,
Did you bring me any new research materials?
Is Kakanya and Marcus gonna be there?
You don't recognize me? You're breaking my heart. It's me, your best friend that you just met. Medicine Pocket.
Your best friend that you just met. Medicine Pocket. I'm gonna start saying that to people too. Medicine Pocket's attempt to approach the line is quickly thwarted. The staff member has to particularly yank them back by their arms and legs. Practically,
Researcher,
sorry,
I must
particularly.
make clear that you only applied for 15 minutes outside for research purposes. Your countdown starts from the moment when you cross this line.
Okay, safety first, I know. Get off me, you're hurting my arms.
We cannot lose, you Medicine Pocket. Medicine Pocket struggles desperately and finally manages to plant all four limbs back on the ground. It's just they just lifted them.
I'll bounce as soon as the storm syndrome hits.
I mean, how do you know?
Even if I catch it, look at the syndromes of this era. Distorted faces, murderous intentions, obsession with war, rampage. What's got you so worried? They aren't that bad. Well, the melting faces part is kind of gross.
Yeah. Real. The staff member responds with a blank expression. Medicine Pocket shrugs. They kneel down and open up a leather case. 1 week is more than enough for a genius like them to upgrade an old apparatus. This is the second version of the sampling device for asymmetrical nuclide R, boosting improved sensitivity compared to its predecessor.
I really wanted to test this in Vienna. Oh well, better than nothing. Alright, now, I'm gonna walk a little further from the immunity zone so the samples are easier to gather. The ideal distance is 1,500 kilometers, but, oh, don't worry, not gonna do that. Even I can't run that fast.
They hold the sampling device in their hands and step across the boundary. Behind them, the staff member starts his timer, a skeptical look on his face.
Now behold, the important moment.
Okay.
When I prove the dorks in Laplace wrong about asymmetrical nuclide R.
Not the dorks. Okay. Not the dorks. The room is dark and dusty as when Enigma last saw it, but to him, it is a sanctuary. It's a sanctuary. The towering piles of files and outdated equipment immediately isolate him from the rest of the world. Finally, he's back in his fortress.
Now, hypothetically, if the storm
His
research would succeed,
asthma-inducing fortress.
2 things should have been done.
Okay. Lock in. He scribbles quickly on the dusty whiteboard. Safe usage of the ritual for Arcanists. Mass production of the ritual
And
for
to find
humans.
out the safe way to use it, we have to...
Have the power wield it. Minimize the side effects.
This is what Lucy was thinking. The Awakened met the casting requirements of the incantation, and Ulrich succeeded, while the other Arcanists did not feel the same miraculous blessing like he did. So as long as we eliminate the side effects, they'll be able to inscribe the incantation and mass produce it for the humans.
Isn't that what they're testing?
One problem is, only the Awakened can carry out the experiments.
Yeah.
And there's not many of them around.
Mr. Apple! He's one.
It'll take too long. There's no way to do this in 24 hours. Heck, it could take months or even years.
Wait, so we're trying to save Vienna? Is this like a big storm that's happening right now?
There must be something else we can do.
Or how often does the storm even happen now that I think about it? It's making me think that it doesn't happen too often.
But you are not an Arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
Think outside.
Yes, that's right. Let's try a different approach. What if I start with the desired outcome and work backwards to the question?
Okay. He crosses out the second step.
The quickest and most efficient way to save everyone is to make them qualified casters of the ritual. They won't even need protective equipment if we can do that. The challenge is, how do we qualify the casting requirements?
What are the requirements exactly? He looks at the papers on the desk in desperation.
Medicine Pocket's theory is correct, and there's enough data and supplementary experiments to back it up.
Thorough. Classic Medicine Pocket. Oh!
The power of Arcanists is directly tied to the purity of their bloodline, which is associated with the special cells in their bodies.
Okay.
Using arcane skills reduces the activity of the cells, but the Picasma extract can reactivate them for extended casting. However, the extract only provides endurance, not power.
Real. Let me just say.
It is physiologically impossible
would be too
for a
easy.
low-ranked Arcanist to cast a high-ranked skill. That's the reality of it. If we were to compare the power of Arcanists to household appliances, let's say their normal voltage is 230 volts, and if the storm immunity ritual were a high voltage source of 1,000 volts, no, millions of volts, like lightning.
So wouldn't the solution be to just find a way to actually make them stronger to use it?
The household appliances would be destroyed in an instant.
He is used to simplifying complicated arcane jargon into relatable examples for practical application. You know, I wish a lot of people in Aperon would do that.
As for the humans, they're not even in the picture. We cannot cast to begin with, and I personally didn't feel any blessing or curse when I recited half of the incantations that day.
Because you don't even got the power to use it for real. But it's the humans that get wiped by the storm. He falls back into his chair, rubbing at his temple. The researcher struggles against his defeatist mindset, but the hopelessness is hard to ignore.
Think, how can I get everyone to meet the casting requirements of the ritual? Forget what's theoretically impossible. The Arcanum never gave a damn about certainties. I've been reminded plenty that logic does not apply to things like this.
Irritated, he pushes the papers aside and pulls a book of Arcanum from the mountain of clutter.
What about shortcuts? Are there records of transcendental rites? Significant celestial events? Sacrificial offerings? Or even Numa emanating ingredients that could boost the user's casting abilities?
That's what I'm thinking.
Wait. Numa emanating?
A thought flashes across his mind.
Where have I seen that word before?
Where? Isn't that on the island? He rushes to the bookshelf and starts rummaging through the dust volumes. The
It was in
emanation?
the files Ulrich told me to read. The timekeeper's report
Yeah.
from the Aegean Sea. Those islanders call the storm the emanation. Why?
Why?
The emanation. Emanation. Just what is emanating out?
The door swings open from a loud bang, causing him to jump in surprise. The towering stacks of books next to the door tumbles over as if nudged by an invisible force. Then he hears a familiar sound. Scuffling footsteps from the outside the hallway, sticky and wet. Ooh. Uh-oh.
What the?
Back off.
Dawkins, I hope you know this is not the time to catch up. That is if you're able to talk at all.
Not the time.
Let go.
We were just
I've just come up with an idea.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Urethra. I should have said that. He braces himself against the desk, failing to resist being thrown out of the room. Straining. He squirms across, stretching his fingers until he finally reaches the red button.
Somebody, help!
Help, he's coming to a epiphany. Alright, let's do this.
You're not really here for revenge. And it wasn't you who pushed away the books and opened the door. The invisible ghost. Victor, did you do that?
The colossal muddy gingerbread man nods, surprisingly docile. Oh, so did they just change forms? Beside him, a whiteboard marker in the air begins to write on the wall. It's me. They're now awakened. Right? They're now objects. Then the marker turns its tip and points out the door. So they're now just objects. Enigma does as his friend suggests. Oh, outside people are talking and laughing with genuine joy on their faces.
Ah, Researcher Adler!
Yes? A figure in a shiny uniform suddenly stops nearby. Enigma recognizes her as the unfortunate colleague who works with Medicine Pocket.
What happened? Any progress?
Why unfortunate? No, I can see it.
Researcher Medicine Pocket has proved their theory right.
What theory?
They have successfully found the asymmetrical nuclide R in the air before the storm, even if only a trace.
Okay.
What did you say?
They came up with the idea because the nuclide was initially found in the raindrop samples of the storm. They deduced it also exists in the air before the storm occurs, like the water droplets in the atmosphere before rain.
Okay.
So now, we can extract it directly from the air, without waiting for the timekeeper to bring the raindrops to us. This will help us a lot in the mass production of the protective gear.
Okay. She trails off as she notices the look on his face.
No way. The emanation. Asymmetrical nuclide R.
Okay.
She was right. The ritual works. Any arcanist can use it. And the solution was right in front of us. I didn't need to boost the caster's abilities. With the right setup and materials, the world before the storm is already an enormous stage for performing the ritual.
Oh.
It's like a charged pylon just needing a cable.
Mr. Adler?
The man slips past her and starts running toward the other end of the corridor.
Thank you, Miss Whoever. And thanks for letting me know, Dawkins and Victor.
Oh. The tactician looks around but sees no one nearby. Nearby, a muddy head with a floating pen emerges from the door. Okay. Jump scare. Enigma makes his way. Oh my gosh, guys.
It's me, Ulrich. Let me in. I need to see Madame Lucy.
Urethra.
Tell her I found a way to transcend the limit.
Nice. Yay! Okay. Now, they filled us with a little bit of hope. The person you transcend, the syndrome person. Tons of muscle pain, poor guy. Oh. Okay, nice. So we're actually gonna end here. I know. And we'll continue in the next episode, but I'll see you guys in the next episode. Leave a comment. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Most of you aren't subscribed, so make sure you go do that. And yeah, check me out on TikTok, Twitter, and not Instagram, the Discord. And I will see you guys in the next video. Verse 1999. Check out.